Now go back to our lead story, which is security. And joining us in the studio today is Mr. Dixon Osaje, International Security Analyst. Thank you for joining us on the program.
My pleasure, Ladi. Thank you.
So, yeah, it's a problem when your security operatives are actually being attacked. Yesterday, they were able to repel the attack in Olu. What do you think is the best way the police can actually protect themselves, talk us of protecting the public?
Well, thank you very much. At this stage now, I think we are suffering from strategic threats. And when the nation suffers from strategic threat, that means to say that the criminal elements are targeting our center of gravity, the security agents, the military, and the essence is to dissipate their morale, you understand, and to also psychologically demoralize these guys so that they'll be able to hit at the soft target. That is how terrorism is being born. The incident that transpired in the Southeast is a regrettable situation, and I think the security agent needs to go back to the drawing board and reevaluate their vulnerability, because threats can only manifest in the exploitation of your vulnerability, and your vulnerability is the enemy's opportunity. So for you not to be vulnerable, you need to carry out a security defensive in-depth mechanism to ensure that this criminal element does not carry out their operational strategies successfully, because the essence of the security agent is to slow down the pace and the progress of this criminal element. So I think the police and the military needs to go back to the drawing board, because if the military and the police are being hit by this criminal element, you and I don't think we'll be safe. So they need to go back to the drawing board, and they must go before the enemy. Security is defeated when you go after the loss, because when we talk about security in totality, security is the freedom from danger, it's freedom of fear, for you to be able to move around without being intimidated or coerced. So when you live in a state of fear, our security has been defeated. So our military must ensure that our citizens do not live in a state of fear. They must go before the enemy.
All right. Looking at Imo State now, how do you think peace can be restored at this time?
Well, for me, like the last incident that transpired, the governor was very quick to go on air to, tell the world that these are the XYZ people carried out that attack. When it comes to security management, we need to be very sensitive, and we must be very careful in management of information. Our reporting line comes in 4 phases. We have the initial report, the progress report, the special report, and the final report. Now, when we have a number 1 citizen coming on board to tell the Nigerian public and the world that he knows those that are carrying out this attack, I think it's not good. He needs to fall back to his chief security officer for security advice, so that he will be able to mitigate the spread of information, because 1 or 2 criminal element might pick on that, and they will be able to, they will go back to the drawing board and also carry out their own defense mechanism for them not to be tracked. So going by the incident in Imo State, if Imo State want to live in a peaceful state, they need to carry out a vulnerability analysis and risk assessment of what is happening. I haven't carried out, because we need to prioritize our risk. What we do here in Nigeria, we don't prioritize risk. If you don't prioritize your risk, you will not be able to apply mitigation factors. So they need to carry out a risk assessment. Prioritize the risk. What is the problem? Is it government facilities that have been hit? Is it the citizens? Is it the people? Is it cows? Is it animals? When you prioritize your risk, you'll be able to apply mitigation factors. So what the government should do, the government of Imo State should do, they should carry out the risk assessment, prioritize the risk, and project necessary forces that will mitigate that risk. Okay,
well, the federal government have been able to link the national identity numbers to mobile SIM cards. How is this? Is this helping at all?
It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. When I went for my own capturing some few years back, I was asked my name. I said, my name is Dixon Osaje. Where are you from? They gave me a form, I filled the form. What if I'm being deceptive? What are the mechanism in place to ascertain the true identity of someone that is coming for a national identity? It's not, we are looking at it as an exercise. It's not an exercise. We are talking about the national security. We're talking about the state of insecurity here in Nigeria. What are the identification process that this NIN management are putting in place before they capture a citizen? Because when I carry out an assessment of what's happening in the NIN, I just believe it's a waste of time. Let's just keep that aside. At the end of the state of insecurity in Nigeria, when we arrive at a positive peace situation, the NIN, the national identity number, must be revisited, and people will captured must be reevaluated because there is no proper evaluation.
Yeah.
Because somebody from Niger Republic, South Africa can just go there, fill the form, and you capture him. What about his local government? Where is it coming from? Who is consenting to the true identity of that person? So for me, that is not going to mitigate the state of insecurity because terrorism, they have a means of communication. That is the dark network. Yeah. They don't even communicate through the phone. They communicate with various technological means so that they will not be able to, so that the government or the security agents will not be able to track these guys. So for me, the NIN really is not going to play it's not going to play any role in mitigating the state of insecurity.
All right, Mr. Aseju, we have to leave it there now. Thank you so much for your time on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.